Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about chapter 3, part 2 in the story Little Princess. As you know, Sarah was very sad for her father's death. After her father's death, and she was very poor. She became a servant in Miss Mansion's school. Okay, we stopped when Miss Mansion asked her to help in the school and to be a servant and work for her bread. Everyone in the school was sorry for Sarah and they were very sad for her except Lavinia. Okay, because all the time Lavinia hated Sarah and she thought that there were no diamond mines in with her father. Let's see what's happening in chapter 3 part 2. Ermengarde was very unhappy when she saw Sarah in the school. Sarah walked past her and didn't speak. Poor Ermengarde loved Sarah and wanted to be friendly, but she wasn't clever. As you know, I told you before that Ermengarde was Sarah's best friend, but she wasn't clever. Okay, she couldn't study her lessons in the school. That's why Sarah helped her to study these lessons. And as you see, she is not clever. She didn't understand. She didn't know what to do to be or to be Sarah's friend again. Okay, one morning very early, she got out of bed quietly, went upstairs to the attic. Okay, the attic room that Sarah lived in now. Opened Sarah's door. Ermengarde, Sarah said, what are you doing here? Ermengarde started to cry. As you know, she didn't know how to deal with any situation. That's why she started to cry. Oh, Sarah, please tell me, what is the matter? Why don't you like me now? I do like you. So Sarah said, I do like you. This means that she stressed that she liked Ermengarde, her best friend. Sarah said, of course I do, but you see, everything is different now. Miss Mansion doesn't want me to talk to the girls. Most of them don't want to talk to me, and I thought maybe you didn't want to. But I'm your friend, cried Ermengarde. I'm always going to be your friend, and nobody can stop me. Now, Sarah and Ermengarde became friends again. Sarah took Ermengarde's hand. She suddenly felt very happy. So after they were friends again, Sarah began to feel happy again. Maybe she cried a little, okay? From happiness now, she's not sad anymore. She started to feel happy. There was only one chair. As you know, in the attic room, it's so different from Sarah's old room, okay, as a schoolgirl or as a little princess, okay. So there was only one chair, and so the two friends sat on the bed. Ermengarde looked around the attic. Oh, Sarah, how can you live in this room? It's cold and dirty. It's not so bad, said Sarah. Look at Sarah all the time. She's kind. She's trying to let her feel satisfied, okay, with what she had. I have got lots of friends. There are picky in the next room, and come and see, okay. She put the table under the window. And then she and Ermengarde stood on it and looked out of the window. Ermengarde stood. Okay, they looked out of the window over the roofs of the house. In her pocket, Sarah had some small pieces of bread. She put her hand out of the window with all the bread she had on it. Watch! She's trying to feed the birds. She was very kind, and all the time she was searching for friends. And now she had some friends. They are the birds. Every day she tried to feed them, okay, and they are her friends. They knew her. After a minute, a little brown bird flew down to Sarah's hand and started to eat the bread. Then a second bird came, and the third and the fourth. Oh, Sarah, how wonderful, said Ermengarde. They know I'm their friend, as I told you, so they are not afraid of me. And this is the picture. They are looking out of the attic room, the winged attic room, and these are the birds. They are eating from Sarah's hand, the little pieces of bread. Ermengarde looked across the roof to the next attic. Okay, this one. Who lived there in that house? asked Ermengarde. Nobody, said Sarah sadly. So I never see anybody at that window, and I can only talk to the birds. So this means that there is no neighbors, okay, in this house, and all the time the attic window is closed. No one looked out of it. But one night, 2 or 3 weeks later, Becky came into Sarah's room. She was very excited. She was very happy. Oh, miss, she said, an Indian gentleman is moving into the house next door. Now we have a new character, okay? He is the Indian gentleman. He is an Indian one. His nationality is Indian, so he's from India. So this will remind you with Sarah's country. Do you remember? She came from India. Okay, well, he's English, but he lived in India for years and years. Now let's know some information about this Indian gentleman. So he will live next door. Okay, he's English, but he lived in India for years and years. And how is he going to live next to now? He's going to live next door. He's very rich and he's ill. He has a problem. Something bad happened to him, but I don't know what. Sarah laughed. Okay, she was very happy to have a neighbor. How do you know all this? Well, miss, you know the Carmichael. We have another new character, Mr. Carmichael. He is the lawyer of the gentleman. So Mr. Carmichael family across the street. Becky said, I'm friendly with their kitchen girl, and she told me. So this Becky knew all this information from the kitchen girl of Mr. Carmichael. Okay, Mr. Carmichael is an Indian gentleman's lawyer. So we have 2 characters now. The gentleman, he's an Indian gentleman, and Mr. Carmichael is the lawyer of this gentleman. So they know all about him. So she got all this information from the kitchen girl, from Mr. Carmichael's family, okay? And that's all for chapter 3 part 2. We'll continue inshallah chapter 4. Thank you for listening.